Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with the third part on the painting tutorial of Cypher, and yeah, this is going to be the last part. So, if you remember, I said that I will glue it on the base, so now it's glued on his base. So this is how it looks like, and now we are going to do the last details. So I will start, for example, doing the plasma pistol. I will take black, and I'm going to do I did not make the hole in the muzzle of the gun, but even in the case, I'm going to put a black spot. Okay. This is the best way to do it. In that case, for example, that is like that. We are going to do all black. Okay. So now I'm going to start working on the sword as we were working before, and I will work on the angel wing. So we'll take a detail brush. We are going to use white. And I'm going to just do the different feathers. Take another brush. This is doing this type of, like how this is working. Okay. We'll put some more light. So first this part. It's important to have the right angle. Happy hold these brushes. Here the easiest is to go. We are going to do very soft. We are going to go horizontal. Apply again, then we go very soft, applying very little pressure, and step by step we are going to build up the color. Okay. Okay. I'm going to do the same here. And once we have better definition, I'm going to be sure that everything is consistent. Now we want to use the thin brush, and going back with the previous color that was rust gray, we are going to work where the dry brush have messed up a little bit. We are going to clean this. Okay. I'm going to clean this. Okay, and now looks better. I realize here I forgot like some rings or something like that. Maybe something that is, and here I have a small mistake, so we are going to do the necessary cleanup. I will use in that area here one of the dark red that we have used in the cloak before. Okay, something like that. So we want this to be, and we are going to clean as well that. Okay, we can leave it quite dark. I will do just a little bit of edge highlight to pop up a little bit the red. This is the advantage of the wet palette. So you can keep, these colors were used yesterday. So you can take one color from one day to the next. Okay, I will leave it like that. I think it looks quite interesting like that. The next thing is I will work on the wings here on top. So I go back I will go different against workshop direction. I will make this white. So I will use again Fenrisian Gray. We'll do these wings quite white, leaving the skull more on bone color. Okay. This is easier than the wing we did before. That is more. So you only need to go with the brush sideways, and you will be able to pick up all the wings. So it's not truly difficult. Okay. One of the most important things when painting is to know or to adapt the pressure that you apply with the brush. This is the most tricky part, together with how much you thin the paint. I'm going to use now a screaming skull to do the smallest skull on the sword. As you can see, try to leave the edge dark. Okay. I go back to Fenrisian Gray because I realized that I miss some points. And I give some time that this is drying. Then I mean the screaming skull. Okay. While this, I will give a little bit more of the time for the screaming skull to dry. I will use now my Piston Red. Just this, you see these red points that I put here on the. This color is pretty good. So my Piston Red, we're going to apply. Want to make it pop up a little bit more, these things. And we are going to apply very little. Here on the most visible parts of the cloak. It is mainly here that we want to highlight. This is super visible. We are going to apply a little bit on here. Okay. As I say, I like to do clean job before weathering. So always try to do a clean job before doing the weathering. Let's leave this on. I will take now Seraphim Sepia. And I will apply Seraphim Sepia here on the skull. Okay. And on the other side of the skull. Okay. And I will apply as well a little bit here. Here. And where was the last one? I missed here. I like to give a warm touch to the skulls. While this is drying, we can work on the gold. I will take Auric Armor Gold. Okay. And we are going to do a highlight on the gold. And we are going to take also speed metal. As this is a metallic, we can use the wet palette. Normally the metallics don't work well with water due to the okay, and we are going to use the wrong one. Speed metal from scale 75. Okay, so first I will highlight with Auric Armor Gold. Okay. Here. Then I'm going to use a little bit of a speed metal and with Auric Armor Gold we push it down. So again here we take a little bit of a speed metal. We take just a speed metal and we do these rivets. Okay. And again, Auric Armor Gold. We do first this. We do this, so that, and we don't need to forget. We'll apply a little bit here, for example, and like this. Okay. And now we take metallics, they create but it have a different behavior with the light than normal colors, and they create bright points depending on how the light is reflecting on them. So you can create some additional bright points like that, so this will enhance, will make the metallic look brighter. That is what I'm looking for. This is the, technically is this the sword of Lionel Johnson, so it's a sort of a Primark. Wondering if the Primark is back, what they will do, if this Primark will pick the sword from him. Okay, and I'm going to apply here. This to wait, of course. It's looking good now. Let's clean it like this. Okay. And we don't need to forget. We can do this directly with Auric Armor Gold. We don't need to forget these things here. One. Okay. Just we do the wings, and we will be ready to start doing some weathering. So realize here this metallic I don't like how it looks like as well. It's too light here, the metallic, so I will add a little bit of, I'm adding a little bit of iron breaker here. The feeling was too light. I like to keep the pistols in really metallic, like looking like ancient pistols. Now we are going to apply here the white. You can see this blue is not working very well alone, so you need to do something. And this is to add the white. Normally the color is red in the paint job from Games Workshop, but I think white is matching better for me. Here you see this can happen. I will wait the device before correcting these mistakes here. Okay. Let's correct this mistake there. The way to correct a mistake when you are here in gold, don't use gold. Instead of gold, use some type of brown. I will use more from brown, more likely. It's a very small thing that we want to do. We all can make mistakes, so you have to, one of the most important tips, or one of the most important lines in this whole learn how to repair your mistakes. Just last step, in these small schools, sorry, I will go back to screaming school. And just add very little highlight. Okay, I will do the same on these ones. They look very yellowish. What we're going to do, they are very small. You have to be careful on the dry brush not to go into the detail, but in the end, when it's so small, you want to do with very little pressure. We want to go over the school a couple of times. Okay, and now we are going to work on the weathering. And to do the weathering, I will use powders, because I think it's the ones that are working the best here. Let's work with dry mud. I think this is the one that will work the best. We can start with this one and then change to a different one later on. So I will put, you see the color is like that, okay, so you see the color is quite dark, and I have to say, once you apply with water will look darker, and later on will go, I will put this here, okay, put the powders in this part here. So we put first the powders. And as I was saying, when I'm using this type of pigments or powders, they're diluting everything, and they don't get fixed. So now this water has to be changed, because if not you can contaminate all your water. So I will change the water after doing these weatherings, to be sure that I'm not mixing this brown with the rest of my paints. Okay, so now we are going to put water here. putting dirty water is not a problem. The powders will kill. Okay. I'm looking for a consistency, quite light consistency. Go very thin at the beginning, and if it's too thin, you always can add some more powders later on. We are going to start. This is a little bit too dark. Well, we are going to make it work. So we are going to put this at the bottom of the cloak. Try to be irregular, not to put the same everywhere. Okay, I will not dirten the sword. It's more for. I understand that the sword should be dirtened as well, but I like to keep it clean in that case. Okay, we're going to do a first layer of this. And I will dirten just the bottom of the cloak. I will not dirten everything. I think I put too much. I will add a little bit more of pigments. Maybe I will add some lighter, because I have the feeling that it's too dark. So I will add dark sun, and this will make the powders lighter. We'll use another brush to do that. I think I will change to this one here. So you see now the color I have. I need to add some water. I will add no clean water. We'll need to clean the water anyway. Okay, go for more. We are going to repeat the operation. Now it's more what I was looking for. It looks very stark at the beginning. We're going to make it work that is looking less stark. But we want to work with something more sticky. So just first we apply where we want the dirtiness. Okay. I know that we did a very. I work a lot to try to do the nice blending, and now in a way I'm a little bit destroying what I did before, but this is the problem when you do weathering, and this has to be dirtening anyway as well. Here comes always my dilemma. Should I need to dirt? We'll dirt a little bit the woods as well. Just very little. I will not go too much dirt on the woods. Try to keep the armor quite nice. I know maybe it does not make sense, so we need to dirten, but not to exaggerate. And we don't have to forget the inside of the. Although in red it's going to be less noticeable. You will see that in red. On the red you maybe need the darker one, but I think it will work. We'll make it work. Okay. Going to don't forget to do like that, and then we're going to do the red. Sorry, I forgot to plug in the camera and it ran out of battery. So now it's plugged. Should not stop unless I'm running out of memory now. This is being quite a long video. So, but I think it's interesting to do the process here. So I will, as you can see, I'm dirtening also the inside of the cloak. You want to be consistent. If you're dirtening the outside, the inside also have to be dirten. And especially this will help also to dissimulate the transition and make the transition red to cream easier. The areas that you cannot reach well, just put a little bit I will also try to reach here the inner cloak. It's curious that this guy is wearing two cloaks, one on top of each other. Okay. I'm going to play a little bit more here. And we want to play a little bit on the other boot. Just a little, not on the armor. I prefer not to put too much, but of course, if we are dirtying the cloak, in a way we need to dirty the armor as well. You can see when it's dry, it's much matte, okay? And the boots have dry. So now I'm going to wait until this is drying. Okay, in some areas it's still drying, it's start drying, but we want to wait that this dries completely before doing the next step. We want to avoid to mess up here, so I will wait that this dries and I will come to show you how now to make it look less stark. So once it has dried, I will use one of these makeup sponges, type of sponges or foams, and I will, just here I already did, we are going to wrap it out, right? This is going to be the first step. So we are going to take off the excess. This will remove quite an important amount, and especially will remove more of the parts that are more exposed. And as you can see, go from up to down, although here is a little bit more difficult. But this is not going to be enough, because you see we do this, we have this darker, like dark aureola, so there are parts that is going to be difficult to reach. So next step, we are going to use just, let's take a, quite a not, we don't need a very good brush to do that. We take water, okay, and we are going to start moving it down. And this type of, okay, it's like cleaning. You see that now it's looking less stark. And we focus mainly on the top part and we push it down. You can leave it more on when we have folds. The advantage of the powders is you always kinda will, this is why I say that you have to use a bad brush, because you have really to apply some force to pull the things down. See? You want to pull the powders down. It will create this sensation of dirtiness. Don't do the first one too thick, or maybe the first. Then if we want to add a little bit of powder, because we removed too much, I still have what I used before. We apply a little bit just on the bottom. Here I will apply a little bit on the bottom. And this is the work, so it's what we did before was just the base, and now I'm applying just, because we removed too much in that pass, a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. We also can use, for example, here a tissue. Don't be too strong that you rub the paint up, you start rubbing off the paint. But this will create, here for example, that is difficult to reach. Again, you go back with water. And I soften. And this is giving now the sensation of really dirty cloak. And I think give more a realistic touch to this guy. That for me, yeah, I don't know how a cloak, if this is, I guess he had, this is not the first cloak he had, because he's been around here for 10,000 years. So, and there is, I don't think there is any fabric that can resist 10,000 years. Okay, you can add like a second layer. Okay, imagine just a second line. Especially the parts where I rub off too much of the pigments. See, and try not to do too much with the finger, because the finger will end up really black. And remember, these pigments are not fixed until you varnish or you use a fixing media. Example here, this is too stark. Using this to mix, and then a little bit of pigments at the bottom again. And you see that on the red we also have this. We can add a little bit more. So at the end is up to your taste how much you want to add. On the inside I'm pretty happy. Looks dusty, as it has to look for me. I'm just, for example here, I think we can add a little bit. Oh, it's really dusty. This is dust. So I can add some water to make it look, to show a little bit the red. Okay. Again, each time you make water, you can remove some of the pigments that you have put. If you put water, you remove pigment, so you make it move. If you add, so you can play how much you can do to avoid that is, you want to avoid that is too much at the end, right? But you see that once it's dry, it's not as dark as when it's wet, right? And it looks really dusty. So, and I think here I will finalize this tutorial. So this is what I wanted to do on the last part. So here you see the cloak. Okay, we'll leave some red visible. No, we don't need to mask all the red. And here we see the front. So I think it looks quite good and interesting. So yeah, let me just move the camera down. Here we have Cypher. So this is the front, and this is the back, and I think it's looking quite good. The light is too much light here for the camera. I think it's washing out the different shades we have on the guy. But yeah, I hope I will do a better showcase on the light cabinet later on. So here I finalize this tutorial. Please let me know what do you think. Let me know if you like or you prefer to leave it clean, the cloak. I think for this guy it's looking good dirty, but let me know what do you think, and if you will prefer a clean coat, just skip the last step. So that's all for this tutorial. I hope you find this tutorial interesting. Please let me know what do you think in the comments below, and give a like if you have liked it. And yeah, and keep tuned if you want to see more tutorials in future. So yeah, we will have more tutorials soon in this channel. As usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.